People say, have you tried yoga?
Asana is an entry point to yoga. Traditionally, yoga is a marga, path. Path through what? Moksha. So it's very clear. Yoga is a marga, and the end is the moksha. Patanjali says, if you are going to move, your mind is going to move. This is the logic. You cannot do pranayama without sthira and sukha, sense of self. Sit and do nothing. This is what Patanjali is saying, prayatna shaitilya. Arjuna comes to yoga not as a physical practice. He comes to yoga because of a crisis situation. Exactly that is what brought people to yoga. Enquiry, how can I get better? Why am I suffering so much?
Yoga is often reduced to postures and breath work. But its true purpose goes far beyond the physical body. It is a system that refines awareness, perception, and the way we engage with life. In today's episode, I am joined by Prasad Rangekar, a globally known yoga teacher, as we explore the deeper spiritual and philosophical aspects of yoga. We discuss how yoga helps us develop a clearer vision of life and how modern practices like gym training can actually complement yoga rather than compete with it. This conversation is about balance between strengthening the body while cultivating that inner clarity and awareness. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and now let's go over to Prasad.
Prasad ji, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. And I don't know if you remember, I contacted you like almost 3 years ago.
Yes.
And after seeing one of your posts on Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And what fascinated me about your teachings was you were trying to deconstruct yoga, and it's not just something that we hear a lot of noise about yoga. Like, okay, these are the asana, these are certain things. And you try to bring it you try to remove a lot of that noise. And this is what I want to, bring out in this conversation with you. So if you were to bring that essence of what you're trying to teach with all the noise of yoga that you're taking, how would you put that? I'm directly jumping into that.
Yoga as a lifelong pursuit of self-transformation rather than an activity that you do twice or thrice a week.
When you say transformation, today you hear that yogas, there are so many yoga asanas that people are trying to do. People say, have you tried yoga? Now there is one asana part, and there is one part of that you're trying to do on an every day, every moment. Like it's not a weekly activity, it's not a Sunday activity, it's not a yoga retreat that you do and you come back and you get back to your life. It's every moment you have an opportunity to go through that yoga.
Correct.
That union that you're having.
Correct.
Now, we hear about that asanas as one part, but on the other hand, when I read about Patanjali Yoga Sutras, they don't talk about sun salutation, they don't talk about the cobra pose. And then on the other hand, you hear a lot about these asanas coming on the way. Now, that is where some of the people are saying now West have reduced the yoga to just some poses or some exercise. Now we are trying to say, no, that's just one small, tiny speck of element of yoga consortium that we are trying to put, and we are trying to put that part as the main part of like.
Correct.
People come to me saying, oh, I know about Ayurveda, it's a good Shirodhara, or I know about Ayurveda, it's dal khichdi, or turmeric. We just miss out on that one part, and that whole quality of life and the way of life is missed out there. Now, do you think these asanas are real way of looking at yoga, or that's a way to go through yoga?
Asana is an entry point to yoga. Traditionally, yoga is a marga. It is not an activity. Yoga is understood to be a marga, path. Path through what? Moksha. So it's very clear. Yoga is a marga, and the end is the moksha. Or the goal is the destination is moksha. Or moksha sounds like, no, I don't want moksha. Like normal everyday people would say, I'm not interested in self-realization, it sounds too much or whatever. The other aspect of that is dukkha nivritti, removal of suffering, total removal of suffering. That everybody wants. You may not want moksha, but you want to be rid of your suffering, which is okay. So basically, yoga is a marga for dukkha nivritti. Yoga is a path to removing sorrow, sadness, dejection, whatever it may be, mental and physical both. this is the bigger promise of yoga. But what has happened is, unfortunately, the part has become the whole. Asana is one of the entry points. Just like Indian cuisine is one of the many cuisines in the world. It's like that. Asana is one of the parts of a bigger process. But that part has been given the
Major highlight.
yes.
Like Taj Mahal of India.
Yes. Sometimes even in the news and all we say New Delhi or Washington. So why? To represent the country. The capital represents the country. But the capital is not the country per se.
Yeah.
It's an administrative center, but it's not the whole. Washington does not denote the whole of America. New Delhi is not representative of whole of... So the point that I'm making is, it has so happened that the part has become the whole. And we need to understand that physicality is not the only way to come back to yourself. In fact, in ancient times, Hatha Yoga was practiced by very, very few people. And that too, those who got into the lineage of Hatha Yoga. So it was not a general activity. So how did people come to yoga or come to basically spirituality? We can understand the entire spiritual philosophy and practices of India as yoga. So it could be meditation, pranayama, sense control, everything comes under the broad umbrella of yoga. Now in ancient times, how did people get to spiritual pursuit? Because they had a guru in the family. So you just, culturally, you got into it. Sometimes, most times, life's sorrow brought you to yoga. Existential crisis brought you to yoga. If you read the life of saints and mystics, Sant Mahatmas of India, we have an extensive Santa Parampara in North India, South India, West India, East India. We have so many saints and mystics in each and every state. If you read their life story, most of it is about, it's like representative of Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna comes to yoga not as a physical practice. He comes to yoga because of a crisis situation. Exactly that is what brought people to yoga. Enquiry, how can I get better? Why am I suffering so much? And they found a guru. Then the guru led them to a path of enquiry. But who is really suffering? The body is suffering, but the body is not really you. Yeah, you have a body, but you're not really the body. It's one aspect, but it's not. It's one of the koshas, but it's not the whole of you. Like this, stage by stage, the guru refined their awareness. This is the whole process. So somewhere, perhaps, because body sells easily, the narrative of entire of yoga has got to asana. But it's coming back into the holistic sense. Like many people are getting into pranayama now. People are open to changing their lifestyle, the dinacharya, which Ayurveda talks about, like having a proper dinacharya. It is so relevant to your spiritual pursuit. So the holistic framework is gradually coming in back. But then what is happening, the understanding is, I practice yoga and meditation. I do yoga and pranayama. Still people are using the term yoga for asana, which needs to be corrected, but it will also happen.
I think if I have to rephrase, there's a saying, don't miss the forest for the trees.
Correct.
I think that's one element.
Absolutely.
If I have to rephrase it.
Absolutely. And this has always been the mindset of Indian systems. Ayurveda, Pinda Brahmanda Siddhanta, right? Yoga believes in the Pinda Brahmanda Siddhanta. So, Loka Purusha Nyaya, right? So, culturally, we have always seen things in a broad framework. And that's exactly what you said.
Yeah, I was reading a commentary on Yoga Sutras, and in Ayurveda, every time a new chapter starts, there is a wing Ada Ayushkami Adhyaya. From now, we start about the longevity through Ayurvedic principles.
Yes.
Ada Dinacharya, like every chapter has this word Ada. And in that commentary, it was saying, this Patanjali Yoga Sutra, like Ada Yoga Anushasanam, the word Ada,
Correct.
it comes from a man's deepest point of, hitting rock bottom or frustration. Now you're ready for that Yoga Anushasanam.
Yes.
So somewhere they say that if a deep frustrated mind is a wonderful prerequisite for the journey of yoga.
Absolutely. Like if you have, as a doctor, if you have a life-threatening disease, your desperation for cure is more. If you have a common cold, you'll go to a doctor or do some home remedies and be done with it. That is key for yoga, yogic pursuit.
You're talking about removal of suffering. Now, many people, when they hear it removes the suffering, they think that, okay, so I'm going to have fun. I won't have any more pain. I won't have any more suffering. They misunderstand the idea that removal of suffering means I won't have any more difficulties in life. I'm going to have a easy life. And then they enter yoga, they actually get into more problems, in fact. But it's just that they have a better world view, their perspective and their vision changes.
Correct.
And that aspect, can we discuss more on that?
Sure, because as yoga or Indian philosophies see, it is transformation happens through refinement of mind and evolution of consciousness. So your Chetana becomes more and more refined. Now, broadening of consciousness or refining of mind happens not as an isolated process. When your mind changes, your body will change, your lifestyle will change, your ecosystem will change, in the sense the people you want to hang out with, the kind of friends you'll have, everything will change. Because mind is the basic denominator of how you approach life. Your mindset. If your mindset is positive, it will have impact on your body. If your mindset is negative, pessimistic all the time, stressed, burnt out, it will have impact on the body. Not just that, external circumstances too. If you're a positive, cheerful individual, the kind of friends you attract will be different. If you're a negative, pessimistic individual, the friends you have will be different. So what we are talking about here is a whole personality change that happens through yoga. And I think people are getting a raw deal or selling short, are sold short by just giving, by just getting asana in the name of yoga. It's like you paid for a buffet, but all you were served is soup and salad.
Or you just chose that part.
Or you just you chose because it was told you. Because the popular messaging of yoga is asana, people will go for whatever they are told. If we tell people, like if Ayurveda is promoted as a Ayurveda, literally, the way of life, a healthy way of life, for swasthya as a goal, people would not just settle for massage. People would not settle for 21-day panchakarma. Same with yoga. If you tell them, we are doing asana class, but there are more dimensions, aspects, which we will get into our training, and they will change you, and then other things will come up. So it's a process that you have to commit to, just like Ayurveda.
You also mentioned about moksha. So I remember one of my Sanskrit teachers, he was giving the nirukti of moksha as, if I remember correctly, it's moham kshayati iti moksha. Like you are without any more mohas. Is that really possible?
Yes.
I mean, of course, maybe to some, but like when we say that is the output that we are going to get with this pathway.
But moha, we have to understand, moha is not normal. We have to understand what moha is.
Yes, let's go deep there if you're okay with that.
Yeah. Moha is not general desire. Words like kama, moha are very loaded with context.
And that's how Sanskrit is.
Yes, but also there's a lot of built-in meaning to it. They are not, you cannot just literally translate the word kshaya of moha is yes, you can. It will give you an idea, but there are lots of layers and layers and layers to it.
It's a very superficial.
So moha or kama is what? A desire that binds you to the samsara chakra.
Okay.
A binding desire that keeps you in a cyclic birth, death cycle is moha. That's why a desire of bhakti is never called moha. You see, it's bhakti. Nature. What is the nature of your desiring? What are you desiring? Is your desire freeing you from samsara? Or is your desire binding you more and more to samsara?
Let's go to the word samsara.
Samsara is this empirical, object-based living in the mind-body complex as an individual is samsara basically. Samsara means believing that you are the physical mental identity that you associate with. The stronger you associate with that physical mental identity, the more it gets stronger.
You're reinforcing it.
Yeah, by your own thinking, by your own habits, by your own beliefs. And it doesn't have to be true. Like, for example, sometimes the kids, when they are small, they are told stories. Don't go there, it's dark, there'll be monster. Nobody has seen monster. But the kid has been told, the belief system has been created. And that's why many adults also are scared to sleep in the room with lights off. Now he's a 45-year-old man. But when lights go off in the room, immediately he remembers his nanny saying, don't go there, there's a monster. So for 40 years, this one belief, one sentence that his nanny or mother or parents or grandmother, whoever, was saying again and again, is now reality for this person. Doesn't matter if that person is 45-year-old, 90-year-old, 80-year-old, that one idea has molded that person's life and kept that person in basal emotions like fear, jealousy, hatred, anxiety. This is samsara. So unless and until that person comes out of this, like for example, let's say something happens and that person realizes actually there's nothing like a monster. Dark place is a dark place. There's no monster there. And then that person goes and checks every dark place, 10 data points. No monster in these 10 places, therefore there is no monster. Gone. That idea is gone. Next time his friend says, imagine 2 45-year-olds hanging around, like, don't go there, there's monster. Come on. So what happened? That idea, that belief that was planted in this person's head when he was 5 years old is erased. Like this, we have to come out of these are called vrittis. These are the vrittis. And that's why Patanjali says, Chitta vritti nirodha. All vrittis. Even if one vritti stays, you are stuck in samsara. So you'll be stuck as a wise person, but still you'll be stuck.
So there is a connection with that vritti and the moha and the samsara.
Yeah.
That's what we are trying to put here.
Yes.
So we can also say chitta vritti nirodha means, and also getting out of samskara.
Vritti nirodha itself means coming out of samsara.
And it's not just keeping your mind quiet. That's just a very lazy translation.
No. Patanjali never insisted it. And Vyasa Bhashya also clarifies it. All is the main point here. Nirodha of all vrittis. All is important point here. Total. Even if one vritti stays, okay? One small idea, like I am a being still. If, however elevated that idea is, an idea is still an idea.
But still, you are able to get rid of all these vrittis. I mean, for a human being, it sounds like an utopia. Now,
This is where our Chetana. This is exactly what we were talking about. Mind is limited by our ideas.
You're programmed to believe
Exactly.
that way.
The words like programming or conditioning, the words they use in psychology is conditioning. Exactly. Conditioning means what? Tied up. Conditioned. Beyond this, that person can't even think. Because that's the limit of their thinking. Like some people, they like with dance. You play music, they start dancing. Some people have no sense of beat. However good the music is, they cannot catch a beat. Or some people with ability with drawing or mathematics, it's a limitation. It's a limitation. Or telling a poor person, look, there is somebody in the world who is worth $200 billion. A person who draws paycheck to paycheck can't even imagine how much $200 billion is. They will not, you cannot imagine. Or somebody stays in a 50,000 square foot house. Cannot imagine. If you've lived your whole life in a 400 square foot apartment, you cannot imagine. You will call that rich person a fool. Why? Just two people staying in this 50,000 square feet apartment. Why do you need such a big apartment? It's like that. That's why society does not usually understand saints, mystics and Mahatmas.
It's a very beautiful analogy. So you're trying to say that we are programmed in so much, everywhere there is an agenda coming out to you that you have to be stuck in samsara. That's the kind of world we are living in.
Absolutely. It's a mental movie. It's a mental movie. Mind is the matrix.
On the other hand, we also see people who suddenly get into spirituality and that becomes their identity, and there is an ego and they judge everybody who is not spiritual. Oh, what a fool you are. And that's another side that you see also.
Yeah.
And would you call that as a vritti as well?
It is also a vritti. Spirituality is also a vritti. Spiritual ego or spiritual non-ego. I am spiritual. If somebody thinks like this, it's one more vritti. One more vritti to deal with. This is what I tell yoga teachers when I train yoga teachers. You are becoming a yoga teacher, but don't make that vritti strong in your head. Then one more yoga teacher. Yeah, now I have become a yoga teacher. Yeah. And the way I tell it to them is, it's very simple. Identity creates problems. Let's say somebody does 1 month yoga teacher training course. Last month, they did not have yoga teacher problems. Next month, they will have yoga teacher problems. Because this month, they became yoga teachers. Yeah? Like single people who get married don't have single people problem. They have married people problem. What happened? New identity, new problems. So it's the identity that creates problem. The whole Patanjali's Panchaklesha is about this.
There is a word, the word personality we use. And if you decode the word personality, the word persona actually means to put on a mask.
Yes.
So, in a way, it's like a mask that we are putting somebody else's mask.
Absolutely.
Or how we are brought up. And these layers could be the ones that are holding us to that samskaras chain.
Absolutely. And most of these masks we have not put on. We have been made to put on.
From the time we are born.
Who gave you your name? Who gave me my name?
My religion.
Yeah. I mean, look at something as basic as a name. Why do you call yourself your name and why do I call myself my name? Because while growing up, we just heard people saying Prasad, Prasad, Prasad. And I was told I should respond to Prasad.
Props.
So, yes. So now, okay, looks like I'm Prasad. You see? So, this is the deep work.
I have few questions in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which I always, I'm trying to find good answers, but I'm so happy I'm having this conversation. Now, there's this Stiram Sukham Asana. People think that on one hand you say, okay, Shavasana is my best asana. Sometimes, you have people coming for yoga with a shirt. I'm here for the Shavasana. And some people say that Shavasana is the most challenging asana ever to be because you have to let go of the mental chatter. And other times you hear that your ability to stay in that asana as you are making comfort of your discomfort. Can I hear your point of view on this? Like the Stiram Sukham Asanam. How relevant is it in a daily life other than just the asanas?
In Patanjali's context, asana means to be. To be. Now, Patanjali has not said anything more than this, but Vyasa, in his Vyasa Bhashya, has given some postures in which to be can be most comfortable. Asa bhuvi is the root. To be, it's literally to be. Like now, I'm just sitting here, relaxed, having a chat with you. There's no strain on my back, on my mind. I'm in ease. I am sthira, nothing is moving. I'm not fidgety. And I'm sukha because I am enjoying chatting with you. I am in an asana. Now, all those flexibility and movement postures that we see, they are from Hatha tradition, where the Hatha yogis moved their body in peculiar ways for multiple reasons. One of them was to cleanse the nadis. Prana dharana, nadi shodhana. There are many benefits written. But originally Patanjali, when he says Sthira Sukha Asana, he means just sit and be. This is why the next sutra is Prayatna Shaithilya. This is something that usually is missed. It's not just Sthira and Sukha. We have to relax the effort, the prayatna, the need to do more, the need to push, the need to be perfect, the need to be better than others in the class. All that is prayatna, which has to, shithalikarana has to happen of that prayatna. That usually gets sidelined. But prayatna shaithilya ananta samapattibhyam. So means, prayatna shaithilya means you relax the effort to such an extent that your sense of being means not like sense of being in the moment, merges with the infinite. Such a beautiful definition. That's it. Patanjali wants us to just sit and be, because Patanjali says, if you are going to move, your mind is going to move. Like a bottle. If you take a bottle and move the bottle, the content of the bottle will move. Patanjali says, you sit down first. First sit down. That's why the first two angas about yama niyama, go there, and all that, social, and then personal, niyama is personal. Then you sit. When you sit, what happens? The first thing is your heart rate is going to come down, your breath rate is going to come down. Then you are ready for pranayama. This is the logic. You cannot do pranayama without sthira and sukha, sense of self. If you're not sthira, your breath rate will be high. If you're not sukha, your heart rate will be high. How will pranayama happen? The stambha vritti that Patanjali talks about, stambha vritti means the vritti means the movement of prana or movement of breath in this case becomes stuck or stable. So Patanjali wants us basically to go into a breath hold, a long breath hold. Now we know to hold breath, you cannot be fidgety and hold your breath. You have to relax the mind and relax the body. So sthira is for the body and sukha is for the mind. That way, both your physical aspect and mental aspect are steady, and then pranayama starts. That's the idea.
Once I was attending a yoga class and I was in not the comfortable posture. And suddenly I hear the words Stiram Sukham Asanam. And I didn't know how I'm going to apply that because my body was in pain. So when people say when you're in a posture that is making you not so comfortable, but on the other hand, you have to go through that discomfort so that your body is also, getting ready.
That's why you train.
Yeah. So you're trying to say that when you are going through a pain, are you trying to make peace with that pain? Is that what the Stiram Sukham Asanam is saying? Or you need to go to an extent where, yes, you have to try, but don't injure yourself. It's a bit confusing part. Are you getting my question?
Yeah, I got your question. That's why I emphasize the other aspect of the definition.
The
Prayatna
part.
Shaitilya.
So how do we integrate these two? So if I'm going through if I want to do a yogasana,
I'll tell you. Forget yoga asana class.
Maybe
just wanting to sit.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a modern human, urban human like us, to just sit and be. Why? Because if you just sit like this, people will say, "What are you doing? Why are you just sitting? Do something." We are very productivity obsessed. Even if there's no one else in the room, we will just sit and we're like, "What am I doing? I should do something. I have so much on my list to do." Or, "No, I'm just going to sit." And then you notice there's a layer of dust on your table, and I'll wipe that dust. We cannot sit still. So what do? You sit still. And you notice the dust, and you're like, "Oh, I haven't wiped the tabletop for last 3 days." It's okay, it can wait. Why am I just sitting? I'll check my messages on the phone. No, it can wait. But I have so much to do. I'll do it after 15 minutes. This. What happened? You see, prayatna. I'll wipe the dust. Shaitilya. I'll check my messages. Prayatna. Shaitilya. No, I'm feeling so bored. I'll play a video game. No, get bored. Prayatna. Shaitilya. So I'm not even giving you a context of physicality.
And daily life, day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life. Get bored. Get bored. In fact, research has shown that kids who get bored while playing as children, they are more creative because they design more creative ways of engaging themselves. Get bored.
No,
This is honestly, I recommend this to people. Get bored. Sit, get bored. Sit and do nothing. This is what Patanjali is saying. Prayatna Shaitilya. Now, if you go to asana, let's say you're doing a forward fold, forward bend, okay? And everybody is touching their toes already. But you are somewhere at your ankle or somewhere.
Or knees.
On knees, yeah. So you look and you're like, good for them. Everybody is at the level of the foot. But I will be where I will be. But I will be there every day for the next 6 months. This is important.
I'll be there means I will
I will show up to my class every day for the next 6 months. Because my neighbor, who is now touching his feet in the forward bend, it's his second year continuously doing asanas. But I just started yesterday. How can I expect myself to be like him? This is, you see, continuous Shitalikaran is happening. Means pulling back from your expectation, from your desire to be somewhere where you are not right now in the Sukha state. If I am reaching here in my forward bend, I'll be like, okay, today I am here, but doesn't mean after 6 months I will not be there. But since today I am here, I'll just be here. Now you see asana, just to be where you are without effort, without push, without pull, without comparison. This is asabhuvi, this is asana, this is to be.
That helps. Like, there is this word, effortless effort.
Absolutely.
Or relaxed effort, or effortless effort.
Effortless effort. It's a very Zen, Taoistic kind of word.
But at the same time, you are not putting pressure on yourself and judging yourself and killing yourself mentally that my neighbor could, go forward and touch Kanyakumari and I'm just stuck in my knees.
Be happy for your neighbor.
Yeah.
Good. Your neighbor has means and has abilities. Now, as a doctor, there are many people who are naturally flexible. Whatever, they have some things with their joints, or their ligaments are naturally flexible, or some deformity maybe. What can you do? If your friend who has such kind of ligamentous issues, I say, let's try a yoga class, and you will see that friend is already, his hand is at the foot and the head is on the knee, while you are not even reaching the knees. So there are many considerations here. The femur length. If your femur length is long, you will have difficulties. Some people have shorter hands and longer legs.
Yeah.
Some people have longer hands and shorter legs. They will reach the foot. So there are so many dimensions, layers of that forward bend.
So if I have to rephrase what I understood in this conversation. So Stiram Sukham Asana means you do put a prayatna, but be secure with yourself. Did I get it right? Like Stiram,
believe in your abhyasa. Patanjali has mentioned abhyasa vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. Means practice and detachment. Let's take the practice part of it. Like I said, today I am in the forward bend, today I am reaching the knee. But this is today. World doesn't have to end today. After 6 months, I will be at my foot. For that, what should I do? Not push myself today.
but show up every day.
Show up every day. This is the definition of abhyasa in Yoga Sutra. Showing up every day.
Consistency.
Consistency. And consistency will do the job. Even neurologically. You are training your nervous system to be okay to push a little more, to push a little more. You're not pushing yourself or jerking and, trying to touch and then injuring your lower back or nothing. No, every day, little by little, little by little, little by little.
This reminds me in Ayurveda, in the chapter of Dinacharya and Ashtanga, it talks about you should always perform vyayama to your ability of Ardha Shakti.
Exactly.
And if you do more than that, it will kill you.
Yes.
And that
Absolutely.
Ardha Shakti, it will keep on changing. Because today your Ardha Shakti will be, I mean, after a few months, if you are showing up every day for your exercise, it will be a different Ardha Shakti. And what is today and what does after a few months, it will be a very different half strength.
See, Ardha Shakti makes it enjoyable. And when the sadhana becomes enjoyable, chance of probability of consistency is more. But if you are, I would say Yatha Shakti, not even Ardha Shakti, but it's understood. You know, how much can you do today? Like every day is a different day. Every day is a different day. Today I forgot to drink water. I'm dehydrated. My muscles are tight. I will not push too much. I was too busy. I just forgot to drink water. Fair enough. Don't push too much. Don't push like yesterday. Well, yesterday was Sunday. You were relaxed. Your muscles were a little more limber than today. Because today you had Monday stress at office. This adaptability. But show up every day. You can't say, no, today is Monday, I'm busy. I will not be like yesterday, so I will not go to my class today. No. Yatha Shakti, you do whatever you do. People don't have patience for that. Yatha Shakti or Ardha Shakti. We live in so much of a performative culture. The first race they want to run is marathon. If you tell them first run 5K, then 7K, then 10K. No. I want to train for marathon. Why?
That's what we say, progress over perfection.
Yes.
Progress.
Bhagavad Gita also says this. Shanai, gradually, in chapter number 6. Gradually.
Now, if you look at the part of this performative culture that we are in, it's somewhere there's this vanity, it is absorbing you. On one hand, we are a tribal people, that tribal identity is so strong. And if I detach from myself from the tribal identity, it is going to impact my survival. That is so strong in us. Correct. That we are programmed in that way from family, from your friends. Correct. From depending on which sect you are, or business forums, or any associations that you are. On one hand, we have that gravitational pull in our genes.
Correct.
And here we are trying to swim upstream.
Correct.
Now, how do we blend that in this world? I mean, if we have to
find your tribe.
Yeah.
Find your tribe. You said we are tribal people. Yes, we are tribal people. Stay in your tribe, no?
So you're saying find the tribal part? I mean, not the tribal.
What I'm saying is, in today's performative, hyper-connected world, we want to belong to everybody's tribe. This is the problem. Even today, if you go to tribal people, they are happy in their tribe. No tribal wants to become part of the other tribal culture. They are very protective about their tribe. Today what has happened, we have 10 WhatsApp groups, so maybe more, just WhatsApp group. Then you're part of 20 Facebook group. Then your Instagram group. I mean, how much? That's why we are so spent. That's why we are losing so much energy. We want to belong to everyone because we don't belong to ourselves. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad talks about this. Why do we want to belong to every tribe? Why do we want to sign up for every course? Why do we want to be in every group? There's no need. So your analogy is perfect. We are tribal people. Find your tribe. Find the people. This is why this whole community, Sangha, this conversation that has come up now is beautiful. But don't belong to 20 spiritual Sanghas and 15 gurus and you will be exhausted. Find your people. and stay with them. That's it. Go back to that tribal culture. You understand what I'm saying? Tribe is a tribe. Even if it's a small tribe of 40, 50 people, they are very defensive about being in their tribe. They don't want to go to another tribe. That's their sense of belonging. Have we found our tribe? Find our tribe. It's easy now to find your tribe. What? You are artsy person? Find your art tribe. You're a spiritual person? Find your spiritual people. Find your tribe and thrive. That's it. Don't distribute yourself across 100 groups and then get confused which one of this is really me. This is what is happening. That's why everybody is exhausted, if you see. I'm sure as a doctor you know this. Everybody is exhausted. We are spent.
What we call as burnout.
Absolutely.
Now, there is one part that I want to discuss with you. Actually, now when I'm talking, I just recollected. There was a post you did on Instagram about your bodybuilding. And that really connected with me. Now, one of the reasons is I love both sides. That I love lifting weights. I love my deadlifts. And I also love my yoga. These are two things that I love. On one hand, I grew up where I went to a yoga class and people said, don't do gym. And on the other hand, I went to yoga, gym, please, yoga, it's for, not for you. It's not for real power and testosterone. And we see this polarity. But today we see that a lot of people, like even I see some trainers, they are into both yoga and training. Now, how do you see these two and where is this intersecting? And are they really... according to me, it really complements.
This would be a separate podcast. Now you're touching my jugular. Anyway. Okay, in short, in my personal life, my mother introduced me to yoga, traditional yoga, when I was 8. And my father introduced me to bodybuilding when I was 16. I was a competitive bodybuilder. So, for me, it was never a problem. Okay, it was never really a problem. Culturally too, it's never really a problem. For example, we have grown up on stories of Krishna wrestling big asuras, right?
Yeah.
So we have this Mushti Yuddha culture. We have the wrestling culture. I come from Maharashtra, and in Maharashtra we have a saint called Samartha Ramdas who introduced an entire genre called Balasadhana. Exercising, Dand, Baitak, Jor, all these, we have the whole wrestling culture of India is so famous. So, never has pursuit of the body seen as not spiritual. We have to understand this. We have to. This is a colonial idea. Plato used to say, body is a prison. This is not our core idea.
It's a temple.
Yeah, Deho Devalaya. Even early founders of modern postural yoga, if you see, P.V. Iyer, S. Sundaram, these are stalwarts of early yoga. Kuvalayananda, even Sri Yogendra, the founder of Yoga Institute, the oldest yoga institute in the world, all of them have physical culture backgrounds.
You mean they were into real strength?
Kuvalayananda, wrestling. Sri Yogendra, wrestling. P.V. Iyer, S. Sundaram, legit bodybuilding. First health club gym in India was in Bangalore. So, and these are founding fathers of modern yoga, modern postural yoga. Okay? What are we talking about? Why the disparity? So, neither culturally, not foundationally, we have never seen physical culture, I'm not saying bodybuilding per se, okay, different to yogic culture, which I'm not just saying asana, but I'm saying a whole spiritual cultivation. I mean, Hatha yogis do kaya kalpa. What is kaya kalpa? Lengthening your lifespan by lengthening your physical body, age of your physical body. That itself is body cultivation, no? Hatha yogis live 200, 300 years by doing 3 months, 4 months of kaya kalpa every 6, 7 years. So I don't see any divide that you do asana, you can't do bodybuilding. If you do bodybuilding, you can't do asana. Both, the way we see it now, okay, modern definitions of asana, both are physical pursuits. They can be matched. With asana, you can work on certain areas of fitness. With weight training, resistance training, the right word is, you can work on different aspects of fitness. Everybody doesn't have to look like a 300 pound bodybuilder. Especially as you age, osteoporosis, osteopenia, heavy loss of muscle mass. We have to face these realities of aging. For that, resistance training is important. From the Ayurvedic terms, what is resistance training? Increasing your earth element, Prithvi Mahabhuta, which brings more stability. The Kapha element. So, if you logically understand it, it makes sense. But people just take the superficial sense of it and say, no, don't do this, don't do this. No. Because it's the image. Oh, you lift weights? No, it's dangerous. What is dangerous in lifting weights? We have been lifting 7 kilo, 5 kilo school bags since first standard. That's also weight training, no? Yeah. All of us carried huge bags to school.
And in spite of that, you missed one book, you were allowed to stand outside.
Exactly. So our weight training already started in 2nd standard, 3rd standard, dragging those books. And now we are scared of lifting 2 kilos. For me, it doesn't make any sense. Lifting weights doesn't have to mean you're becoming macho, animalistic. No, these are just ideas. Just like doing yoga does not make you a sannyasi, lifting weights will not make you a beast. We have to come off these projected ideas and look at it from a purely functional scientific perspective.
Like we have the saying, muscle is the organ for longevity. So
absolutely.
Very important part.
Absolutely.
And
the whole Charaka Samhita talks of bala in such a huge way. And it's not just physical bala, huh?
Like when mamsa dhatu, like the muscle tissue, when that gets deranged, the longevity is impacted.
Absolutely.
Now, if you see all old age problems where people fall and they it's all coming from lack of loss of muscle.
Yes. Hatha Yoga, which says when it talks about joint mobilization as an exercise. And it is written, if you don't do this exercise, you will die premature death. So sometimes, there's this atishayokti alankara that they talk about, means exaggeration or, hyperbole. But I was wondering, why is he saying that if you don't have mobile joints, you will die early death? Then I realized, stiff joints means more probability of you falling. And more falling means more chances of dying. At least in the old age, when there were no ambulance and nothing like that. Exactly what you said.
Now, what I understand, there's another school of thought that says if you go to gym, your body can become stiff. Now, going to gym and lifting weights, it is only to strengthen your muscle. And for mobility, you have to work on it on a different basis. And that's what I feel when I complement yoga and gym. Yoga makes my lifting better, and when I lift, yoga is also better. This is just phenomenally complementing it. For me, I love both sides, what it gives.
And no, it's not. It's an erroneous notion that lifting weights makes your body stiff. Sitting on the chair also makes your body stiff.
Absolutely.
So, if you work out with a proper range of motion, if your muscles are hydrated, if you rest well, I mean, you have these bodybuilders, okay? There are bodybuilders who go on stage to do their posing routine and they go into full splits. Yeah? I mean, these guys are 275, 280 pounds with thighs which are like 34, 35-inch girth. All right? Those people going into full split on the stage while doing their posing routine, you can't say they are stiff. Not at all.
It's just that you didn't do the right things.
Yeah, you just trained for vanity. You did not train for functionality.
Again, we are coming back to that. The whole idea of yoga, it's to let go of that vanity part.
Exactly. Exactly. Asmita. Patanjali calls this asmita, the identity. Is your yoga strengthening your asmita or weakening your asmita? This is a question for all of us to inquire into.
Now, coming back to moha, and we can conclude. Moha, you said, not all desires are moha. Like some desires can be so noble, and any desire that is not reinforcing your samskara is what we call as non-moha type. Did I understand that right?
Correct. At a practical grahastha level like us, yes.
We live in a very samsaric culture with propagandas everywhere.
Correct.
The moment you open your phone.
Correct.
You just open Instagram, they are like, buy my thing, buy my course, buy my stuff. And there are various things that are trying to give you some heaven. I mean, I'm not talking heaven outside of death, but they're giving you some kind of a
Promise.
Yeah. Now, in this world of noise that is trying to take you and put you in that samsara, what are the small things that we can do to protect ourselves? And of course, I'm not saying by do this we are going to get enlightened, but we can take baby steps there. At least going slow is better than getting stuck. Now, what are those baby steps that we can take? Something that is practical for a layman to understand.
Conscious consumption. That's the difference between yogi and a bhogi. Everybody has to bhoga. Bhoga means experience. So we are all experiencing. Okay, we are in the city. You're gonna hear some noise. Okay, you walk at the airport. You have to go through security. We all are experiencing. But just because experiences are out there doesn't mean you have to experience everything. That's the difference between bhogi and a yogi. A bhogi is somebody who does bhoga without viveka. And a yogi is somebody who does bhoga with viveka. So, I call this conscious consumption. Yes, to survive we have to consume. You have to buy clothes, you have to send gifts, you have to pay taxes, you have to... For practical survival, you have to do what you have to do. But be conscious about it. How you live, what you eat, what you buy, where you buy it from, who are you supporting. This becoming aware is the first step to expanding, to come out of Pinda and move towards Brahman. Mindset. Because once you start doing that, then the critical mind will start naturally coming in. Why am I eating so much sugar? Why do I need 4 cups of chai every day? Your mind will ask you. And that's the beautiful. Once you notice, see, we all have critical mind. We all have that, critical mind, which usually is critical of others. But when we start noticing, we'll become critical of ourselves in a good way. Critical as in, like, why am I buying so much clothes when my whole wardrobe is full of clothes? Do I really need it? Do I really need 12 pairs of shoes? Maybe I should give some pairs away. I have not even used them for last 2-3 years. Okay, I'll not throw them. I'll give it away to someone well deserving. You see, we are
where the consciousness come, awareness come.
exactly. Then with that empathy comes. Okay, I have 2 pairs of shoes that I have not used for last 4 years. I'll just throw them out in the dustbin. No. Maybe somebody can use it. So then you go asking, hey, do you have the same shoe size? I have some nice shoes I have not used. You want to use them? Sure, give them. So what happened? Empathy came in. See, we are all educated. We know how to think. Once you give it a chance, it'll think in the right way.
One of my Sanskrit teacher, he was teaching us sandhis of Sanskrit words. So he was telling about the word kama. Like usually we translate it as lust.
Yeah.
So he's saying kama means you have 2 words, ka and ma. And ma means me, like mama, like also in English.
Yeah.
And the word ka means where. Sometimes, like all the mohas, you lose yourself.
Correct.
And that is what karma is.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
So the idea is not to lose yourself.
Yeah.
Stay present, stay anchored.
Yes.
It's again coming back to matrix.
Yeah, absolutely. This, like I said, mind is a matrix. There's a line from one Upanishad and it says, Chittam eva hi samsara. Chittam eva hi samsara. Mind is the samsara. Just deal with it.
That was such a beautiful conversation, Prasadji. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you so much.
How can people reach out to you for your courses, retreats?
My website, my Instagram handle.
So I'll put it in the show notes.
Yes.
Really grateful for this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the brilliant questions. Thank you so much.